Once upon a time, there was a musician called Judith Babirye. Eyayimba ku buyimba nga akayimba kali kagamba obuntu obwo butonotono bw'okola mukwano. Gatako obutonotono bw'okola. You don't know how to sing.
Yeah.
You're even scared. Bantaddemu kipeesa akayimba ne kanyuma nnono.
How are you, viewers? Kindly do not forget to subscribe on our channel, and do not forget to send us a comment. Do not forget to like. Otherwise, it's me, your boy Isaac,
alongside Katie.
Yeah, today we've come to talk about those little, tiny, small, nagging things that happen among us people loving themselves, even and those dating.
They lead to a breakup.
Why
do such things lead
like the song you've sung? The little things,
the small things
that do spice up the marriage. And on the other hand, we have the little things that when they pile up with time, your partner feels like she wanna leave you. She feels you're not the person she was dreaming. You're not that man that she had painted on her wall, the dream man. You know, back in the days, in that PO box, generation. Our big brothers, they used to put on their walls wallpapers of Celine Dion and
by the way, what happened? Where is Celine Dion?
No, gone are the days. Nowadays there are a lot of Celine Dions in Uganda, better ones, very nice girls. Now, like you, my wife, you're so beautiful.
Hey, I'm your Celine Dion.
You're my Celine Dion. You're my Minaj, you're my Rihanna, you're my, in fact, those ones, those ones copy from you. Otherwise,
hi guys.
Yeah. Of course, we are going to start with the little things that really bring about the
breakups.
Yeah, which make your relationship unhealthy.
Actually, what I have to talk about that issue, because there is a question, or you're there out there, you're asking yourself, why is it that these little things made her leave me?
Yeah.
Why is it that this little thing made him leave me? Why did he have to leave me?
You had built the house
together.
No, not together. You built the house, you bought the car, you left the food at home, you did all those big things.
Her,
but there are some tiny little things. Era wagenda ogaba abakazi tebamanyi kye baagala n'aleka ettegula. My friend, it's you who never knew what she wanted. She was not after that table of yours.
Besides that, now this is my answer. You might think that is a small thing. You know, sometimes we don't have the same weighing scale.
True.
To you, it is something very simple. But to her or him, it is very big. Yeah, my dear, never ignore such things. Actually, honey, there are times we have fights and you're like, I thought it is something small.
True.
Nainga fight a very big struggle that even, you know. So me, I'm thinking, never ignore, however small the issue might be. If your partner tells you, honey, I don't like this. Now there's a friend of mine I was talking to, and he was like, I don't like it when when my wife talks back at me.
How does he want her to communicate?
Like when they have misunderstandings.
Okay, she wants
when the man is telling her, we did this and this and I don't like it.
She wants the wife to put water in the mouth.
Yeah, and keep quiet. And this one bubbles everything he wants, and then that's it. And actually, it once led to their breakup, and they reconciled.
For me,
so you can think it's a small thing or a small matter, yet it's really not a small matter.
For me, there's something I used to take literally small when we were those first years in our marriage. Whenever I could eat food, I would forget to say thank you. I would just, because I knew I bought the food, I brought it, I carried it, and then my wife, I do not remember to tell her thank you for cooking. It was disturbing her.
And yet I was waiting for a compliment to tell me whether the food was too spicy
until
you
narrated the story of how big thanking her was. She told me like this: I go to and look for the best spices. I light up the charcoal stove. Sometimes I simmer the food. I leave it boiling
for
slowly.
Like 1 hour
and when it comes to testing the salt, I am so worried. Will this salt be beyond or it's enough? So when she narrated the entire story of cooking the meal,
serving, I really want to serve and make that plate look so good.
When she serves me, she's just waiting for the compliment. In fact, when she serves food, she stays gazing like this, waiting to say, wow, wow. So it looks small. So she kept on gazing like this, and I was
And
saying nothing.
Even the next day, nothing.
In fact, I was on the phone while eating.
Not even seeing how I've decorated the food.
Yeah.
How food looks good on the plate.
And also the other friend of yours, the husband used to bring the things from work. Some men come back from work with the luggage.
Yeah.
Of course. But he carries it himself. No one comes to help. Daddy, welcome back. Let me help you. He carries everything. If he bought the milk, he's the one to put it in the refrigerator. If he bought the tomatoes,
shopping, you get it, everything you bought from the car.
Yeah.
You take it inside the house and literally put everything in its place where it's supposed to be. And yet you're married. You have a wife to do that, and he's not doing it. My dear, me, what I would say, you might think that small thing is nothing.
Kalinga katono.
Give it, yes. Actually, my dad, one day, dad was talking to me, and you remember on Christmas, and he was like, that small thing you neglect is the biggest thing you need to know.
True.
So once your wife or your husband tells you, I don't like this, now there's this story I'm going to tell you. It was on WhatsApp, on the internet, of course.
Of course.
This Indian lady was talking about her husband. And she was like, the man used to snore every day, all night long.
The man had a machine.
So the lady got tired of the snoring husband.
Sure.
And the husband got sick. And when the husband got sick, he got bedridden.
Yeah.
When they took him to when he was on oxygen,
the ICU center.
So this woman was like, I could hear some little bit of snoring, and I would be saying, and I'll be like, my husband is still alive. So even when he was on that machine, there was some bit of course, with no much energy because he was sick, but she could hear it, and she would be like, that's my husband is still alive.
Yeah.
And she said one morning she went to hear if the husband is snoring, and there was no noise.
Yes.
It was silent.
Thank God for your husband who snores, my dear.
The husband was gone.
True.
And the wife said, what seemed to be nagging and annoying at that time was no more.
Yeah.
She said that day she didn't hear the snores.
She was craving for the sound.
She cried even before they told her the man is gone.
Because
by the time they told her, she had already known that the man was gone because there was no more snores.
True. True.
So sometimes those small things are important.
Yeah.
You look at them and you're like, they don't matter, but my dear, the day they go away from you, you'll be like, I wish.
And especially.
And the wife was saying, I wish there's even that small snore. Yeah. The house is too quiet these days. My bed is too quiet.
Yeah, and for men, we tend to ignore a lot of things. You know, women, we were programmed just from God above.
Our big babies.
Yeah, men like looking at the big dreams. Actually, a man, the psychologists say that the men look at the bigger picture, and the ladies look into the details.
Yeah.
The man has a big picture of a very big house, but the wife is just thinking, where will the kitchen,
the chairs,
where the balcony,
where put my carpets,
you know,
the curtains.
So sometimes,
this kind of door.
Sometimes we men, we're supposed to ask our wives, what do you think is that little spice that we are not putting in our relationship? What is that little thing? Some man bought a car and he was driving so fast, and the wife was literally tired of the husband. And she was about to ask God to take away the car. Maybe but they could border. So sometimes you men out there, you might think that the dollar father locally, the born again, because the Bible says you cannot go before your father if your partner is not happy with
if
you.
You're not at peace.
Katonda tawuliriza Sara. Something like that. Yeah, I've forgotten the verse. Yeah, no. About the married people. The married people. There is a verse in the Bible that says when you go to the Father to pray before you are in the right relationship with your partner, He does not answer your prayer so fast. So, guys out there, try to pay attention to every small, slightest detail. For you might call it nonsense. You might say, you don't worry.
Actually,
You don't worry.
there is a
Just
certain
comb your
lady.
hair because she does not want to look at a guy
There's a
who has not
certain
combed.
there's a certain lady you told me about.
The one who.
That,
Uh,
that lady
yeah.
used to do all the nasty things. So this time, the lady had gone to cheat, and the husband came back. And so he was like, "Where is my wife? Where is my wife?" And when the husband was asking for my wife, everyone was saying at this time they are going to
This
cut
time
her.
she's finished.
The man was started bragging how he's going to beat her, how he's going to box her, and even make her punching ball.
Today she's done.
Today she's finished. And everyone was in hiding and in fear because it was like, now today the lady is finished. But when the lady came back, the husband was like, "Oh my darling, where have you been? Why did you take so long? What happened? Why didn't you do this? Why did you communicate? You've not been thinking." And the wife was like, "Don't worry, my darling, let's go home. I explain."
That's why it ended.
The painkiller had come. So, those small things, never let them break your marriage. You might think it is a small thing to you, and yet it's a big thing to you. And you might think something else is big, and yet it's small.
Small things build, small things break. Words like "I'm sorry," "excuse me,"
"I'm going to check,"
"sorry, I will call you
"remind
back."
me,"
Words like "I miss you,"
"You're beautiful,"
I love you," "You're beautiful," I like
"You're
you.
my Superman,"
I like your makeup, "You're my Superman." I like the way you walk. Yeah.
You go to church and you're like, "And you are you are the smartest."
Yeah.
You know such things.
You go to a function, you appreciate your partner.
Yeah. Nayo muntu naye kuba makeup nakumala ne mukaboxi.
Do not.
Natomuwanye nako
In fact, even if your husband loads yaka. For you, our international viewers, yaka is the electricity. Even if someone pays for you airtime for 1,000, appreciate that. It is small.
You say thank you.
But it is speaking something. He was there thinking about you. Then he sent you like a small airtime he could afford. Yeah. Those small things.
Small things sometimes are not as small as you think they are. And big things sometimes are not as big as you really think they are. So my dear, sort your marriage, sort the small ones and the big ones equally.
This has been.
Enjoy your marriage.
Yeah.
And you live longer. We love you. Bye bye.